Hey, Jamie, do you like being cozy?
I do.
And do you like staying cozy?
I like that even more.
Then just heading over to www.staycozyclothing.com.
Where you can find hoodies, tees, sweaters, and much, much more. With a new line coming in the fall of this year.
And just enter The Chronicles as one word at checkout to receive 10% off your order.
And make sure you follow them on the Instagram at Stay Cozy Clothing to keep up to date with all the new designs.
Remember, guys, that's The Chronicles as one word at checkout to receive 10% off your order. Yeah, man, we are very, very excited to speak to you. So thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Means
Thank
the
you.
world.
Thank you. Had me here. Thank you.
No worries. So basically, all that happens is Jamie does a really nice little intro, and then we're going to absolutely bombard you with questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's try it.
And it's all about you, so there's no problem on knowing the answers.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Right, I'll do my little intro. Ladies and gents, today we have an incredible guest who we could probably sit and talk to for about 6 hours. For a long time, we've wanted to speak to a stunt performer on the show. So we decided, do you know what we'll do? We'll get the best. Today's guest has worked on movies like Rush Hour, The Scorpion King, Twilight, and the latest Marvel blockbuster, Shang Chi. Dear listeners, these are the Chronicles of Andy Cheng.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Again, like I said before, we've got started. It's a pleasure. And very excited for this one. So, Andy, how have your last 18 months been?
My last 18 months been very busy.
I bet.
Very busy. Very sad, because my Jackie Chan stunt brother, Brett Allen, he passed away. So that is in this 18 months, and then another brother, Yang Sing, is another brother in Jackie Chan stunt team. They both passed away. And also the director, Benny Chan, from Hong Kong. We worked together with Brett Allen, together with him, and the movie called Who Am I? Yeah. So kind of sad, they all really close, like in 1 month. 3 of them all passed in 1 month. So this is a sad thing. But then the rest is pretty good. 1.5 years ago, I think that is how around that moment I start doing the Shang Chi.
Yeah,
that's where we start rehearsal. When I got the phone call from my brother, Brett Allen, asked me to join him to do Shang Chi because he doing the second unit directing and stunt coordinate, action supervising. So asked me to do fight coordinate for him. So that's is the good thing. That's how we start. We are almost 20 years. We do individually. So he go his way. He be action direct and coordinating, and I do my own thing. I do my action direct, and I direct 2 movies. And then I moved to America. So that's the way we come back in 20 years. So that's just kind of like, it's a good thing. And then, the project right now, we just the opening weekend, 4 days in the Labor Day, we're picking all the record. So kind of very, very, it's a sad, he don't see it, but the goal we set in 18 months ago when he asked me to do this project, and the goal we talking is about, this is the biggest martial art movie ever to produce by Marvel, and then in the martial art movie world, this for sure is one of the biggest budget and biggest stage. Yeah. So when we're talking about that, the moment for him is a very, he's a Caucasian, he's from Australia. We know each other over 25 years. he's like Caucasian, but inside he's really Chinese, and his back, yeah, he's really Chinese. He inside him, his background is wushu, the Chinese kung fu. So that's his background. When he grow up, he learned all the Chinese thing. He speak Mandarin, and so for him, when he got this project, he feel this is a very important stage for martial art movie. Can martial art movie really go to this scale, and it's the mainstream studio, and also as a Chinese superhero. So this is the first time the Chinese hero scenes. I mean, we have this kind of like the legendary, Bruce Lee, but after Bruce Lee, we have Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Donnie Yen, but really put the movie with the Chinese main character and carry this big budget movie with it was a superhero. So this is pretty much the first time ever. So for him to talk about this project is very important. He's a go-go, so he called me brother, big brother. This is very important for us because he can't himself as a Chinese. That's why it's very important for us. We had to do it. We don't want to mess up. We don't want somebody mess up. Like if because in the past, many production studio making I have to say it's a mistake, but the movie doesn't work. They've been doing like a big movie, big boss movie, Dragon Ball, and some movie, animation or superhero. They fail because they have a lot of Chinese element inside, but they always with the real Caucasian people. The people is really not Chinese enough to do the Chinese thing, like the Chinese culture, the philosophy behind martial art, and different. Is they have the different philosophy. Boxing have different philosophy, martial art have different, and then special Tai Chi and or this movie like the Chinese culture, and then the epic, the wuxia style, the Jackie Chan style. There's all really Asian flavor. So, but they have people. They know what's Asian flavor, but they cannot make the flavor. Just like you ask the Chinese to make a hamburger. It got like the taste would be like Chinese burger. It won't be a hamburger, but that it's the same thing. So I think that they've been have those mistakes. So for my brother see that, so he say this time even he know himself is right. So he's just like, even me, I can make the wrong Chinese bun. I need someone. So he called me. He said, make sure I have the real Chinese with me. Make sure. Then my mainly for my job to help him is like explain to him. I mean, right now the people see the movie about the Hellgate. It's the story mainly about how to go in to save the family, and that the traditional have that festival is called Ghost Festival. I don't know. I just like Chinese translate. It's about a ghost festival. It's like every year July 14, I think is the gate will open, and then let the ghost go to see the family, go to visiting the love, and then in 24 hours the gate will close. So the ghosts have to go back in, and the gate close again. So every year they have this kind of traditional idea. So when he got the movie, Shang Chi had some element is kind of like this about Tony in his character does something. So I did a lot of research in telling, okay, what they would do, what Chinese would do, what happening. So that is the last 18 months we're doing a lot of researching, find the right people doing the project. The project have a lot of Chinese things, like the Tai Chi, the weapon, the staff, the and then also the modern day action, Jackie Chan, the bus scene, and then the Skyfall, there's many different, and then all the epic, Wusa. So I have a lot of researching and helping him to find the right people to do the right job. So we're looking for stunt people, stunt performer. I find two like a master level Tai Chi, one male, one female, come on to teaching all the Tai Chi, teaching Sumo, teaching Fala, teaching Munga. So teaching them the basic, and then also Michelle, they all need to learn Tai Chi. And then in Tony's side, we find the Hong Quan master, Mr. Lau from Lau Jia Liang, and then Lau Jia Yong is one of the. So we find them the teaching to create the Hong Quan. So we're mixing a lot of things together for the project. So long process, but very exciting. Right now the opening are really good.
Yeah, it's incredible. That's really fascinating.
Yeah,
how much work goes into it is insane. Also, I want to say I'm massively sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry about Brad. They dedicated the movie to him, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So that's kind of very nice. What they're doing to that. For him. And he deserved it. I mean, people maybe don't really know Brad. He's a really smart guy. He very care about martial art movie, action movie. For him, is he look at it is it's a history making. So he did it. He did. I mean, he did the Kingsman. He did Hellboy and Kick-Ass. All those things. He always put some signature on it. It's a little very creatively. And this one special. This one for him. I've been right now. We proved it. We did. We break the record. People can see it, and a lot of people from very beginning a little concerned. It's a new star. Nobody know the character that much. Even based on the book like 1970, 1980, long time ago, comic book character. It's not that famous. I mean, like even today, some people still cannot pronounce. Shang Chi. What people so from the very beginning when we have this, it's a very it's not a pressure, but we know this is challenging to make people go to theater to see a superhero they're not really familiar. And then second thing is the Chinese, the last few years, those Asian haze, all kind of thing. And then especially the Chinese, right now the Chinese and American, have a little bit, political thing, but everything, kind of like the Chinese have a lot of little success, and people start have a lot of picking on things. So this movie and come out in the pandemic, so like everything come on thing for this. You could fail, you could fail really bad, because whatever timing. Pandemic, nobody go to theater, Chinese content, new star, nobody know, so it's a big thing. So we're thinking about it. We're knowing, we know what we can do, but sometimes you never know the right timing. It's sometimes good movie can fail, So
yeah.
So that's the one thing, and unfortunately, he don't see it, and. If we see it now, so I for sure, everyone right now, after this weekend, I mean, today is just released the 4-day box office, really good, breaking record. So I think the mission we compete, like, so it's kind of like little release,
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Right, Mr. Cheng, take us back to when you were just a wee Master Cheng. What was the original career plan for yourself? Was it always you wanted to be in film, or was it something else originally?
For myself, it's the story is really funny. It's like writing the script. It's not really real, but there's a real. When I'm in high school, when I'm in junior high, that's the first thing I went into it's like a hobby for the school. You know, you have the different class for a hobby. Everyone had to pick one, and I find taekwondo. So that's how I start learn taekwondo, and I fall in love, and then I represent Hong Kong and all kind of stuff. But that moment, I still so young and never really think what I should do. And I think, oh, maybe I should be a police, maybe something. So, but then, if you remember, that year is, I think in 1986 or 85 or 4, Police Story 1. So Police Story 1 is if you remember, Jackie Chan chasing the bus, chasing the bad guy. He slide from the hill and then running down to the hill, jump over the fence, put the gun in front of the bus, and the 2 guys fall off.
Yes.
That remember that scene, that sequence, and that hill, running down to the hill. That hill is my backyard. I live. That's where I live. And if you remember, they also have a scene. The car crashed all the shelter house in the mountainside. You know, crashed down all the shelter. The people jumping around. Even I think Bad Boy 2, they did that. You know, kind of like copy that, and then just crash thing. That shelter house, that's where I live. That's where I grew up.
That's amazing.
So that's what I live in that area, and that's my backyard when he running down. So I see the movie, I say, wow, I can do what he's doing. He running down the hill. We are using the cardboard, you know, like little box cardboard. We put it back, and then we sit on it and just slide down the hill. So this is in my backyard to do the slide with the ball. And then I say, wow, I can do what he's doing. So this is open my mind. Say, oh, maybe I should do movie. So that moment I'm a junior high, and I say I should do movie because Jackie Chan. So he slide down he slide down the hill. So that gave me the first thing. Never thinking about what I'm doing because I'm still in school. I never know what my plan. And that is the first one I'm thinking, oh, my future, maybe my job is making movie. But the funny thing is, I don't know movie have, you know, so young. I don't know movie have actor, props, wardrobe. I thought they all the same. I don't know. So I say, I just do movie. So I don't know what's supposed the position I go into. I just do movie. So I go to do movie. And then next day, I skip school. I go call the people. Hey, I want to do movie. Then I find the people say, okay, you can come to do movie, and I become a background. So I do a background, waiting all day, and then the PA say, okay, this shot you go inside the store and buy a Coca-Cola, pretending buy the Coca, pretending pay money, and then I do that, and then the PA say, hey, you need to pretending. I say, oh, okay, pretending. Then I come out, I say, that's not all I want. I want to do action like Jackie Chan. So, but they say, are you cuckoo? I say, I want to do action. I can fight. I can running around the hill, and then I say, oh, then maybe I should not do movie because it's so boring. I'm waiting all day, and you tell me go buy Coca-Cola. So I quit. Then I go back to school. I say, okay, forget it. Then I totally focus on taekwondo, and I start fight taekwondo, and I become a Hong Kong champion. I then gold medal, 4 years in a row, and I start represent Hong Kong. And then at the same time I represent Hong Kong, I do World Game, Asian Game. And that moment, Hong Kong have a company called TVB. I don't know if you guys know. TVB is it's like a podcast for television. So they opened a class called Martial Artist. So I go to apply. At the same time, I fight taekwondo, very busy. I went to Lapo. I applied the thing. I thought I failed. So I go to Lapo, do the Asian Game. And then when I come back, my father said, hey, you got a phone call from TVB. And maybe you should call back. Then I called them and said, hey, I called back. And they said, oh, we apply, we accept you. But today is the last day. I thought before you don't return and thought you don't want to do it. I said, no, I want to do it. So I right away get the cab and right away go into the company, and then right there and it's just sign contract. I said, oh yeah, I signed it. So then we do the class. They teach us to be a stuntman and actor. So both, you can fight, you can act. Then that's how I start doing TV. Then luckily, I learned a lot from the TV company because we sign contract. So we work every day. Every day, daytime we go location, nighttime we go stage. So you can be 2 jobs at one day. You morning day, you're doubling somebody, nighttime, you're doubling other people. So very busy. In the first 6 years, I work a lot of people entire life.
Wow.
Because we pay salary. So they pay you monthly. So they can use whatever they want, So we're just working daytime, this modern day, the cop show, and nighttime maybe epic, wire work, stand-up-o, So very busy for first 6 years, but learn a lot. And then get my reputation. Somehow, some lucky thing happening. Mr. Nice Guy, they're shooting in Australia, and Jackie got hurt his neck that moment. He cannot even turn the head. So he got hurt, but the movie is already shooting. And then one of the stunt double from Korea, very young, new talent, and he got hurt when he do, when the horse carriage, remember the fight scene with the horse, he did the stunt and then he hurt his head. And then the next day he kind of like scared. So he quit.
Oh,
so
wow.
he quit. And then, then I replace him. And then I start doing the stunt for Jackie. And that's how I start work for him. And then after that, before we finish the Mr. Nice Guy, Rumble in the Bronx released in America. Big success. So then somebody, right away, after his success, he got already have a phone call about Hollywood movie. That movie, the script sent to him is Rush Hour.
Oh,
amazing.
So then we finished that, and then we went to do Who Am I? And he asked me, hey, Andy, do you want to go with me to Hollywood? My next movie is Hollywood movie. I said, of course I go with you. So then that's how the whole thing from I go with him, and then we go to Rush Hour. So everything kind of like lucky timing. My timing, I go to do Mr. Nice Guy, his movie success, because, in 20 years, he failed, right? Before when he do Big Ball, Cannonball One, or it doesn't work the Hollywood way for him. So he back to Hong Kong, do his Hong Kong movie. But then when I start work for him, he got a second chance to go to Hollywood. And that's Rush Hour. Then he bring me together, and so lucky, Rush Hour really success. So that they put my foot into Hollywood. And then after Rush Hour 2, I immigrate to America. Like immigrate, I still Hong Kong, I still the Chinese, I still with the Hong Kong passport. I only got the green card to working there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I even 20 years, I still just a resident, not a citizen. So, but I'm working there because I see the opportunity as a Hong Kong stuntman. I think I go to Hollywood, I will have something, and I want to learn the Hollywood way. So that's why I moved there to stay, and then till today. So 20 years later, got the chance to get the interview with you guys.
Yeah.
And 20 years later, things go really well. Like as a stuntman, as the boy, living in the shelter, and go to Hollywood.
Amazing.
And if you go back to Hong Kong, all my fans, nobody would believe this. It's not gonna happen. We don't speak English. I don't speak. I'm a lazy. I go to school. I just do taekwondo. I don't take lesson. I don't do class. Every day I go out. I never test. Even the high school have a test. I just absent. I never go. I never show because I know I have no answer. So that's how bad student I am. And then lucky, with Jackie. he gave me the opportunity to work for him and show me the world. And I lucky, I catch up with the learning. My English is still as the Jackie Chan English. It's not great, but enough to communication. Study reading more. Sometimes some work I still need dictionary, but mostly I'm okay with the communication, everything. So that's how the whole thing changing. And in 20 years, learn a lot. Now, when I dreaming, mostly I dream with the English, not Cantonese anymore.
Ah.
So I swapped it, my head, kind of like that. but you never think that way, never, I mean, nobody would believe it.
Your English is fantastic, Andy. Your English is spot
I was going to
on.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Your English is really, really good.
No.
Come on.
I'm okay with that, but I can get away, sometimes, get away, but it's okay for that.
It's good.
So I was reading you've doubled for Jackie, like on a few occasions. It's not someone you'd expect to need a stunt double. Why? What reasons did you have? Was it because of injuries that you had to step in for him?
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing. The first thing I get chances, like I said, he's already injured when I first meet him. That's my first time when I meet him. He's had the necklace like this. Oh. That's the first picture I with him. He have this like this, and that's why I meet him. First time meet him in person in Sydney, and then after that, I mean, yeah, he don't need double. He's really good. The physical, everything, is better than me. But when in the Hong Kong production, he can do everything he wants. He can jump off the helicopter, nobody care. But when we go to the Hollywood production, then have a problem. The production have insurance and have all kinds of things. So the freedom's already limited because in Hong Kong, he's a king. He do the production he want to do. I want to do this. Nobody will say, oh, you cannot do it. Nobody will say. But in Hollywood, since the rush hour when we go, oh, Jackie, you cannot do this. You get injury and this is this. And then my position getting better. I can be kind of like guinea pig. Hey, Andy, you try it. So, all safe. Okay, he can do it. Something like that. And because of it's a system different. Like I said, in Hong Kong, the system is who's the boss. He is the boss. In other side is a system, studio system, marketing system. So I think for that, because that I remember when I get the stunt award, I thank you. My first thing, thank you the insurance company. Yeah, without them to stop him doing stuff, so I don't get those chance. So I thank you them, and like for Will, he can do anything. He's so good, he's still good, even he right now is 60 something, still so good, so fit. Just like, but and in the way for production, safety, for time, they cannot stop the production. So that's why the stunt double things are happening more and more. But he proved that, I think people don't need to doubt, Jackie Chan, he do his own stunt. You cannot doubt it, he show you.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. But we're here to talk about yourself, Andy. So I imagine that, like you said, the Hong Kong movie companies and in the Hollywood is a completely different bag. Yeah. So, like I said, I imagine obviously in Hong Kong, you say you're allowed to do pretty much whatever you like. But then in Hollywood, I imagine obviously say they've got all the rules and regulations and you can't do that. And you can't just. Are there any stunts that say yourself or Jackie really want to do that they were like, nope?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
No, sorry, Carol.
No, I say the system have a really big difference, because the union, because American, safety, and I'm not saying Hong Kong there's no safety. Hong Kong still have they have safety. So don't get me wrong, Hong Kong have safety. They do movies still very safe, and be honest to you, Hong Kong making movie, people die, or stuntmen die. I think it's maybe one, maybe two. I can remember who on set, right? In Hollywood, doesn't matter how safe. It's a lot of people I know, right? Because the way Hong Kong feel not safe, because you see the impact, you see people hitting the ground, you see people really hit, but those it's only hurt, but won't kill you. In Hollywood, you feel they're very safe, they have safety meeting, they have this, that, but they does something really big stunt, like high fall, airbag, Mr. Airbag, something, helicopter crash, right? Or car crash, But those is not just the impact, not just the hurt. They can kill you or damage you. So they're different, but of course, when you look at that, you will say, wow, the Hong Kong people, they're crazy. They hit the head in the window.
Yeah.
But those don't kill you, and the other one is when you turn over the car can kill you, so that kind of thing. It looked like Hong Kong is more dangerous, but this is like a very limited injury or limited. Another one is when something go wrong, could be really wrong. So that's it look really safe, but that's the different. But the system is set up like that, and then where I come from, Hong Kong, we a lot of things we are improv, right? They do it on set. We choreography, we do stuff on set, like come to the location, we create everything. In the Hollywood way, you periods, you stunt periods, you rehearsal, you testing. You already know what you're doing when you're shooting. The people coming, today we shoot 10 setup, whatever, 20 setup. They know what setup next one. In Hong Kong way, you don't know how many setup a day. Many they can, because they don't tell everyone. They just come in and shoot.
Okay.
And then sometimes they don't even know the stunt. They come in to do the stunt on set. We create on set. So we're not really like, it's look like it's no planning, but because that's the style, because they don't have that kind of money and time to prepping. Sometimes just happening. They know, this is the fight scene. We need 3 stunt guys. So they book 3 stunt guy and they come, and then, but this 3 stunt guy, what they do, they don't know. And then sometimes, you can do this, and they do this. Or you cannot do high fall, maybe you do low fall. You cannot do this, you do car hit. So it's based on the stunt guy come. And Hollywood way is already, okay, we're doing high fall, we're doing fire burn, blah, blah, blah. So you find the specialty coming, they just do high fall, they just do fire burn. Okay. So that is a different system, but because they have more prep time, and the other side, we had less the prep time, but we are more, I can say, very organic, it's just happening. So that's the different for how much I learned from the 20 years. And both systems have a good thing. Both systems have a little downside, but if combined together, is sometimes I put myself in this Western world to try to learn things, and then I have my rule is the Eastern style, Hong Kong style. I feel a fortune because I feel it's so different. I feel when I'm on set, when I do even Shang Chi or Six Underground with Michael Bay, or different director or different kind of drama action, I feel I had the advantage because they know, this guy is like a unknown, like he have something nobody know, because I don't put myself in one thing like a box, he's a Hong Kong stunt guy. He do only high fall. So then beside the high fall, then nobody will call me. Or he only do fight. So beside the fight, they maybe don't call me for driving.
Yeah.
So, but in Hong Kong, those stunt guys, they all like a treasure. They can come. And then you go, he can do wire work. He can do this. He can. So it's a very surprising gift. On the other side, you already know this guy. You hire this stuntman. This is his thing. But you don't try to discover what he have, because they already have a box. They already have the label. I am a high fall guy. I'm a fight guy. I am a car guy. In Hong Kong, I am every guy. so that's a good side, but surprising, you know. So it's kind of fun for that. And then when I on set doing movies, same thing. Because I'm used to it without too much prepping and planning. So when something happened on set, they plan to do something, but they cannot now by any reason. We are very flexible to adjust and then very flexible to come up idea. Another one style is they based on the plan, but based on what they do. When something go wrong and something go not working, they need time to okay, this is not the plan. Okay, so let's go back plan again. That's a how, and everyone can accept that because they you don't plan that, so why I don't have that, right? In the Hong Kong way, we don't plan that, but when we come up with the idea, the people just we need something, they just go get it. We don't have it here. No worry, 2 hours, we could try. I'll wait for you 2 hours. Get that thing away here. So that's how flexible they are. The people won't say, you don't book it, you don't have it tomorrow. So we won't. They just, I need this, and they just make it happening. In other side, it's really different. So
that's incredible.
That's amazing.
I love it.
I love all this insight.
That's the festival side. That's why I say it's organic. You know, I very enjoy the prepping time. Like Shang Chi, we have a whole year. We do it like if you guys see the movie yet?
No. No.
It's on my list. I'm gonna go watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay. So even you see the bus chase, you know, the bus sequence in the trailer, the bus. So I did the bus the bus sequence. That bus sequence from day one to the end, the day we're shooting, we just finished. The bus sequence is the longest sequence I ever worked with the whole year. We have the structure. I come up the idea. We changing, and then Brad and talk about how about do this, and then we get approved by the director, and then we improve a little bit, and then we change it a bit. The whole process, the bus sequence take a year. It's really a whole year. Yeah, from the day one to rehearsal to come up idea to finish the shooting, really 1 year.
No way.
Yeah, there are many things there. There are many versions. I would say over 20 versions about inside the bus, the fight, and then also how to make the sequences. They will make because it's a double bus, so they connect with the middle section.
Yes.
To the long bus, they will build two different size gimbal to make the bus moving. So they will build one is like a 1 meter high, so the bus just driving like normal driving. And then they build one is like 5 meter high. The bus can like a roller coaster. So then we put all the passenger inside, and then we have the safety and tell them, from this fight scene, this speed, you guys fight to there, you're running to there, and running to here. So we need everyone inside the bus, like 10 or 15 total people, 20 people. We have to have safety on them because the gimbal could be really wild. Some would tip in sideways, so the people can fall out the window. So we have to have safety, and they have a lot of planning. And then when you're shooting, this session we need a lower bus. This session we need to go to higher bus. So this section, and then this session we are outside the bus. This session, so there's a lot of things happening and one sequence is a huge sequence. What I say is like it's a lot of planning, but if this kind of sequence in Hong Kong won't be like this way, will be different. We're totally organic. Maybe get the bus and driving around and start create stuff and happening there. So because
days, cheers then.
Yeah, turn up, do your thing, go home.
Because it's not that many production can afford that. It's built two buses. Just one is lower level, one the higher level. So it's cost a lot. And then the wheel bus, and the outside also in San Francisco, the wheel bus, wheel crash. So There's a lot of different way to make a movie.
Mad. So you mentioned that you stepped away from Jackie's team and started your own stunt team.
Yeah.
What was it that made you go off on your own?
Yeah. The main thing is that I want to direct. My last movie I remember is Tuxedo. When that moment,
I remember that.
Yeah, Tuxedo. We're shooting in Toronto, and I remember, the whole thing is like changing myself to. I feel that moment I haven't direct anything yet. I let me see. I maybe direct a little action movie called US Suits 2. I action direct in Bulgaria. It's like a small budget movie, but I direct acting and choreography. And then when I do Tuxedo, I went to the Toronto to meet with the director before the whole team come. So because at that moment Jackie's shooting something in Hong Kong, and he tell me I already moved to America, and then he say, Andy, you go to Toronto to meet with the director, and then see we have like 5 days or 3 days later we will come. So you just go there earlier because the production's already happening. There may be some meeting, there's some storyboard idea. So go to meet with the director. It's kind of like babysit him until the whole team come. And I say, okay, cool. So I went to Toronto. But before I go there, I trained Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now I remember. Jennifer Love Hewitt, I trained her a month, and then we do a little fight scene and I put together. And in YouTube, you can see it. So I trained her, and then I go to meet the director. So I meet the director first time, his name is Kelvin. When I meet him, and then because Tuxedo, have all the superpower thing, that's something that's very, very interesting. The Tuxedo have all kind of power to help him. And I went there, I talked to the director, I say, I have this idea. And then I say, what idea you have for this Tuxedo thing? I say, I got some idea, because I just did a Foot Fighter, the singer, the team, the group was called Foot Fighter.
Dave Grohl.
Foot Fighter.
Yeah.
Right? The band.
Yeah, Foo Fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. So before I went to Toronto, I just did the MTV with them, the music video. And then we did the music video with using the barrel, rotation barrel. They singing, they hand the mic like this, they sing, but we put them on wire. So they sing upside down, but the microphone is the opposite. So the whole barrel thing happening. So after that music video, my head is like, wow, if I do some action on like this kind of thing, it would be really cool. So when I go get Tuxedo, I think, wow, this would be fit. So I say in the hotel room, if we create a barrel and do the fight scene in the hotel room with the Tuxedo, so we can run up to the wall and do everything like no gravity. I pitched this idea to the director. The director, wow, that's cool. And then he told me, Andy, I don't have a second year director yet. I don't have action director yet. She should do that, because the idea you have is very cool. And then I start storyboard some idea. And he said, wow, I should using you as an action director. I said, wow, very cool. So he come up to give me this opportunity. And when Jackie come to the 3 days later, so it's only 3 days. I just every day go, hey, this is the idea, and then the director start very exciting and say, oh, you should do a action direct. Then Jackie come with the team. And he told Jackie, oh, I want Andy to direct second unit. And Jackie like, no, that's a big movie. This is a DreamWorks movie. That's what this is 50 million. That moment, 50 million. Watch Hour only 30 million. Tuxedo is 50 million. Wow. So he said, this is a big movie. And then at the nighttime, I remember after the dinner, we sit down with Jackie, and Jackie said, hey, Andy, the director want you to action direct. But I mean, there's how I say, you not even speak English. How you direct? I say, yeah, because of my English, I say, no. And he said this, and also he said, Andy, this is a 50 million. Maybe when I have something better for you, I let you direct, but not this one. Then very kind of like very sad,
Yeah.
Then next day, there's a funny story. So is next day the director telling Jackie again, ask Jackie, hey, I really think Andy can direct this thing. The whole week, the director rehearsal with him, the dialogue, they do the table read. But after every time he left his hotel before he go, he would say, I really think Andy can do it. I really think. So he convinced Jackie, and end up 1 week later, Jackie said, oh my God, you ask me every day. So he said okay to him. He said, okay, let him direct. So he said, because you're crazy. So he said, okay. So then I got the good news. I sit on the same thing. We finished dinner. We have a cigar and coffee. And Daigo, Jackie said, Andy, I don't know what happened. Do you know the director before? I said, I don't know. I only know him 3 days before you guys. So he said, why he every day ask me you direct, why he don't believe you? I said, I don't know why. Maybe he's really like the idea. So they say, okay, I let you direct. I said, wow. And then they announce the whole thing to the people, say, okay, now at the end, you're going to direct second unit. I will go to partner with another Jackie Chan stunt team. He's a little senior. He said, make sure he don't feel weird. I said, no, we can work together. I can share everything with him. Money, credit, everything we can. I will make sure this older brother won't feel bad. I said, we can share everything. So then I got the idea. I got the job. Then 1 week later, I start prepping. Every day I go, oh, my second unit director, I'm good. But I do everything, I storyboard and everything. Then 1 week later, the production line producer got the phone call from Jim Work, the boss, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Call the line producer, say, hey, I'm sending my second unit director to your movie. So they say, what? And then because this guy, this second unit director, he helped me the last movie. I promised him I do a Jackie Chan movie. I will send him to you guys. So they, oh my God. No. So then the line producer go to talk to Jackie and tell him, oh, sorry, we cannot using Andy because we have another second unit director on the way. So then 1 week later, they told me, oh, sorry, Andy, we cannot do it because another way come. And that moment is make me feel very embarrassing, and somehow I feel I'm ready. I'm really ready. Then I say, I cannot stay. I feel a very kind of a wrong step and maybe a right step. That I just think maybe I should go because I feel everyone know I'm direct, right? A second unit. But then 1 week later, you're not gonna. Maybe people will think, oh, maybe he's so stuck. This, something. So my internal thing, maybe I should go. So that is the first thing I decide to say. I after the prepping, I say maybe I should go. Then I left Jackie. That's the reason, because I want to direct. But then I really make that decision, left Jackie, and then I remember I back to America. I just had my baby. My daughter is 2 years old at the moment, 1 year old. I don't even have my son yet, but then I just bought my house and I left Jackie. And I remember my wife say, are you sure? You quit? Well, we have new house and everything, and you just moved to America. So like my wife think, oh, there's a big chance you can fail. I say, but I said, because just don't direct? I said, yeah, because I think I'm ready. So I quit that. And then lucky I quit that. This is the story, very funny. I quit. Then 3 months, like half year, I barely have work, I'm hustle everywhere, try to get work because I'm a newcomer to America. People know who I am, but then I don't have that much connection yet. So I'm trying to hustle to try to find job. And then because I make that decision, leave Jackie, I could fail. So, but then the first half year, I think I'm struggling a little bit now. But then luckily, Scorpion King have a reshoot, and they're looking for somebody to reshoot. And Brad Renner, the director from Warsaw, they call Brad, say, hey, can you have some idea? Can you introduce someone can do fighting, good fight? And that moment, the producer, his name is Calvin Mitchell, and Brett say, hey, maybe one of Jackie Chan's stunt team just moved to America. It's Andy. So he called me, Calvin called me, and I go to interview. And they show me the movie. Very quick, they show me the movie. They already finished the movie shooting. So they already have cut that they do the testing, screening, really not good. So they think they need to fix the movie. So they fast forward to show me all the action. And I look at it and I say, oh, very cool. And they just say, what do you think? Then my first thing I tell them is a funny thing. He after 10 years later, he still talk to me about that. Is that the first thing after the fight scene, they fast forward the whole fight scene. I see it and I say The Rock, when The Rock saved Kelly Hu is the main actress. So she is got kidnapped by Michael Kirk Duncan, and she got tied up with the rope, and then The Rock pulled the saw and then cut the rope and saved her.
Yeah.
But then he cut the rope, saved her, and then they start fighting. And when I see it, I tell the director, the producer, I say, my first thing they ask me, what do you think? I think that missing something. I say, what? I say, when The Rock cut the rope, the girl should look at him. Oh, wow, this is my hero. He saved me. I think you guys missing the close-up on her.
Yeah.
So they say, and then they almost fall down. They say, what? We're asking you how to fix the action. You're talking about this. So they say you're crazy. But then they say how you can remember that? I say that's what I'm doing. So and then I start talking about action, and then I say, oh, maybe to show how to, and then they start, oh, maybe this guy pretty cool. So that's how I got the job, and then I do the reshoot for them, and right after I do the reshoot, the Scorpion King make money. Scorpion King make money. This is the Rock first movie, and then Calvin Mitchell say, thank you, you saved the movie, and then before they do the announcing the second movie, The Rock, is the movie called The Rundown.
Yes.
Yeah. So the producer already hired me before the movie released to say they're doing Rundown. So he say, I could give you my next movie with The Rock again. You can be a second unit director, stunt coordinator, fight coordinator. You take care of all the action. I said, wow, cool. So that's how I get into directing. And then right after that because that movie, I joined DGA, so I become the director. Yeah. And right after that, I decided to direct my own movie. So I finished The Rundown, then I did another movie called The New World with Kevin Smelnick, and very, very interesting director. And same thing, he gave me the director, the second unit for the New World. And right after that, I direct my own movie. It's called Endgame in 2004. So yeah, so I moved to America 3 years. I direct my own movie, and the movie I wrote the script.
That's incredible.
But I only speak Chinese. That's a whole crazy thing. And I got the credit. The producer sent me the script, and then I read it, and I say, oh, I like the script. You know, I like the storyline, but I don't like the script. So I say, can I rewrite the whole script? And the producer, his name is Johnny Martin. He said, yes, I own the script. If you rewrite it, you can find the star, you can rewrite it. So I say, okay. So he gave me the right to rewrite. So we write the whole script in maybe 2 weeks with my stunt buddy. So I'm talking and he typing in the English way. Yeah. So I just talk and he type.
That's amazing.
And that's how I get the script. And then end up, I got the movie made with Cuba Gooding Jr. And after the movie released, and then WGA look at the script, how much I changing, they give me the credit, share the credit, because I'm changing more than 50%.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
And is there anything you can't do? Is there anything you cannot do at all? Like, I mean, do you even get a chance to live with all the movies and all the stuff you're doing? Is there any chance you get to see family, that sort of thing? Do you get to see friends at all with everything that you do?
What else I do? You mean?
No, I said because you're so busy doing all these films, choreographing all these fights, doing all these stunts, going all over the world. Do you ever get a chance to actually like see your family, see your friends, that sort of thing?
Yes. I want to tell you more interesting story. it's like this, the life is very funny. It's like a planning, somebody planning up there. I don't have any religion. Some people say God, maybe Chinese have Buddha or whatever up there, superpower. And I think this is everything already planned. So why I say that? Because I'm very busy. I suddenly moved to America. In 3 years, I direct my own movie. I direct a lot of second unit. I work everywhere in the world. And I just had my baby girl. And then 2001, I have my son. So my daughter 99, and then my son 2000. So they're 3 years apart. Then my first 6-7 years, I think 2007, I'm very busy. My work is crazy. And then I direct my second movie called Red Line and released in the theater 2007. But then right after that movie, my work died down. I have 5-6 years no work.
Wow.
Barely like hustle, no work. But because don't have work, so I have my passion. I take off, and I start paying my daughter and my son. One happy mistake. I take them to the driving range when my daughter maybe 6 years old, my son maybe 4 that moment. We went to the driving range. I hit ball. They just running around with my wife watching, and my wife see the next level, the down level, have a little girl hit ball like a pro. And my wife say, "Hey, this the girl really good." So I go down to see, wow, this little girl like a pro, the good swing and everything. And then very, like you can see she focused like she, and then me and my wife to go ask the mother, "Hey, is this so good?" And then blah, blah, blah. And there's that question. And then I say, "How she's so good?" And then mother say, "Oh, we have a coach, and then she always play a kids tournament." And I said, "Oh, that's cool. I don't even know kids can play tournament." And I'm the really, when I'm young, I compete taekwondo. I always like to compete. When the competition is make me more energy, more drive. So I said, "Oh, maybe I should take my kid to learn." So I see that girl. Then we're looking for the coach for my daughter because she's the same age with that girl. And then she start playing golf, and then I start carry her bat and go to kid tournament. And then my son, same thing, 4 years old, start learning how to swing with the plastic cup, and then he will hit ball. Because even funny thing is that I bought my house, my backyard is a golf course. I don't even know.
No way.
So my backyard is a gate. I open the gate, it's a tee box, and then the golf cup is a private cup. So every day they will close the gate, and my backyard I open the gate. That the hole is number 5 hole. That hole is my backyard. So I go out, I can hit ball. So I never joined, but the first 4 years I just sneaky out and just play ball. And then so in 2004 I start falling in love with golf. I'm not working. I start next to work. So I say, okay, I decide I should join the golf club, and I start play golf for real because I want a competition. So I join, and then I start play golf, and then my kid. So that's the whole thing. I spend time with my kid, my daughter and my son. And I tell you, this whole 6 year foundation for them. My daughter, now she's in UCLA. She's last year in UCLA.
Nice.
When she's in high school, she is a 4-year MVP at the school. She beat the city record. A girl win 4 years in the row as an MVP as a golfer.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So my daughter had 4 years as MVP. She win many tournaments, and then she get into UCLA because not just the great good, she have a golf background. So she get into UCLA. And my son, he's when he now he's 19. He just finished 1 month ago. He went to the biggest tournament for amateur. He's the second youngest boy get into the final. He's only 19. He get into the amateur, the U.S. amateur. So he went into the final, but he failed. He don't make the cut. But he went to Pittsburgh to do the final.
Yeah.
And my son went. That's 2 months ago. But when he 11 years old, 10 years old, I don't know you guys know golf. We have to call Master. Master for golf is in Augusta.
Yeah.
And in 2014 is in the history, Augusta making a golf tournament for kid, for young kid.
Yeah.
So it's called Drive, Chip and Putt. And that's the first year, 2014. That moment, my son is 10 years old, and my son is the final winner. He won
amazing
in Augusta, and now it's 8 years already. He still is the boys' record. Nobody beat his record.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
That's so cool.
And then now he is just finished high school. So this year he go to college. He still pursue the golf. He still play golf. My daughter only do school. She quit. She said no more golf, daddy. I want business. I want to go make money. And then my son is still pursue professional golf. So he's still doing that. So that's so I say the planning is really cool. I'm working really busy. Then suddenly I have 6 years, 7 years, very minor job. So I have time to carry back, take them to tournament every week. Either my son or sometimes they together, they have kids tournament, and end up they both have a great skill. My son is really the level right now is the next step is the pro.
Yeah, that's well. Fingers crossed. I really hope I'm sure he'll make it. Make it.
Yeah, remember his name is Leo Chen. Leo.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
So when you hear the thing something about the Chinese, some American Chinese, they'll be him.
Yeah.
So that's I answer you. So when I'm not working, I always with my kid. My family, beside me making movie, is golf. Everything golf. Every weekend golf tournaments, golf here, golf there. So very busy. My wife the past 20 years, my wife is a driver for my kid. Go this golf tournament, that golf tournament. Every week we have something. Yeah, that's my family base. Is golf.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly go back to what you were saying about the Scorpion King and the Rundown. They're two of The Rock's first movies, the Rock's two first movies. How was it working with him so early in his career, especially like where he is now? Did his wrestling background help, or did it sort of like hold him back at all?
No. Yeah, no, the wrestling don't help him back. The wrestling give him what he's. If I can tell you, he is one of the best. For choreography, he's one of the best I ever worked with. He can remember choreography like this, so he's really good with that. And why I would say that, even I work with Jackie. Sometimes we're doing fight scene, and sometimes we were in the middle. We were changing because my right hand's more fast than left hand. Sometimes we were changing because the movement. He will need us to call. Okay, left hand, right hand. We will remind him off camera. Sometimes because we're changing. The Rock is funny. When I work with him, he don't need to remind. He can adapt. You're changing something in the middle, he still remember. He's really good. It's an amazing thing. He can remember choreography. It's very surprising me. I mean, one of the best one. And beside that, he's very humble. I remember Scorpion King is the reshoot I go with him. And when he know, you work for Jackie and blah, blah, blah. And then we'll start doing things. And then he always be like, okay, so what do you want to do? It's a very humble guy. He doesn't feel him like, I'm a star now. So, and right after that, we do the Rundown. Is his second movie. And then I'm action direct and everything. So he really trusts me, And then I mean, if you see the movie, you know there's a very interesting thing. I still think that's one of the physical action movie for him. I think it's still the best one. I like him. He's a very dedicated guy. He self-control really good. He train every day, and then every Friday he will his cheat day. He will eat the Krispy Kreme. So the donut. So every Friday he will eat Krispy Kreme, and beside that, he really self-control. Very, very, very impressed. Yeah. So he become biggest, one of the biggest action star. It's not surprising me because I know the dedication, and also he's a really good man. He do a lot of charity, for handicap, for different people, make a wish or something. So he have a really, really big heart, So he have today he definitely is a deserved. He is the one, one of, I think, one of the great human beings.
Absolutely. So, Andy, with choreographing fight scenes and doing stunts and that sort of thing, do you bring the ideas to the table, or do people tell you what they want?
No, I would say, people tell me what they want. They'll be sometimes just like the director, they will say, okay, this is what I want, or this is what A to B, they will have some idea like what is happening and what, but then that's it. And mostly for myself, my work is like, when I have a script, with the scene and with the character, I know all the thing. And then the bigger thing for me is going to the location. And that's how I learned from Jackie. That's how we do. It's always about the location, about the props, about the environment on the location. Yeah. So if it's just reading the script to create choreography, it's not going to work because you don't know what they have, what the location, how many level, how high. So many element to make one sequence. And for me is I always locations scouting, and when I see a location, and then based on that, based on the character and based on the story, and then I choreo, and then I like a lot of time I do it. I choreo. I have a basic structure, so always have a structure from the ground level to the second level and third level and fourth level, and end up how you come down, and always have some kind of structure. And then based on the structure, but then I will choreo sometimes changing, because like I say, the organic thing. I really like the organic, but it's not a lot of production will like it because they don't. So what you shoot, they don't see the scene. So, but I remember when I do Into the Badland, and the first time when I go for the second season, the producer, they not really familiar with my work, but they know who I am. They know, but they don't know the scene what will come out. So I remember maybe one or two scenes. We have time before the season happening. We have time to do a little previous, very, very short. But then when you start shooting, when the series is happening, the episode one after one, you barely have time to prep, not even say rehearsal. You go to scouting, and the next thing you shoot the sequence. So very fast. So the fast pacing, and then I own my own unit. Into the Badland, give me a really, really good freedom and a creative side. I got my own unit every day. So I shooting every day, every scene, and always have, when the dialogue come to here, they stop, and then I pick up the fight and I end whatever the result suppose, and then I back to the drama unit. So between everything like that. So it's sometimes they also will have dialogue, but I would do it, everything. We don't do like traditional, they have this is dialogue, so the drama will come to do this and then skip this, and then you do this, and then the ending they do this. We don't do like chopping apart. We're doing a whole scene from here to there. So I have the whole opportunity to direct the scene, not just direct the action. So that give me the 2 seasons. I do 2 seasons, the second season and third season. They give me a lot of room to do what I like to, is improv, very, very, very fast choreography on set, and do it right there. So no storyboard, no previous, just shooting happening there. And then it's really amazing, because the people are like, wow, how you do this? You have no plan. No plan. The plan's here. but they don't. I will say I need this props, I need this table, I need this thing. I have the structure in my head, and I will asking the production designer to give me something I need. I need this door breaking, I need this table breaking. So I will have the structure I know about using all, but they don't know what you're doing. But then I always finish and then show them my cut, and then they will, wow, that's what you're talking about. So that 2 seasons, the 2 year for me, a lot of practicing, a lot of creative side, and that build up my confidence. And also I know I can do it without too much prep time. But of course, like I said, with like Shang Chi, I have too much prep time.
Yeah.
So that the problem is when you have too much prep time, then you maybe changing a little bit here, changing this here. So you keep changing and you keep changing and keep changing, and you do the new version and you cut another version and you do. So sometimes when you have too much time, you maybe will doubting yourself. Oh, maybe this is better, maybe. And then sometimes you don't have it. You just instantly you have to react. What's the scene? What's the idea? And sometimes that I feel very organic is very helping, because also it's always make the people watching it same thing for them. It's a surprise when you do a periods, when you have action periods or anime periods or storyboard. It's no surprise because the people already, oh, this is how what you're doing. So when you're doing that, you already know. So it's the feeling is like you already know, or you sometimes you even see the previous like hundreds times. So when you have the scene come out, the basic structure, basic thing you already know. So how exciting you see the product. You already know the product long time ago. In the Hong Kong way, it's always you shoot. You have no idea what this director shooting, and then people are like, oh, do this. They not connect together because they don't know. But this person connect everything together and end up come out the result. Everybody, oh, that's what he's doing. They have surprise too. For them, it's kind of interesting too. So that's kind of thing for me. That's my style. But I can do both way. When I do big production, then we'll do the proper way. You know, everyone know what we're doing every day. They know the short list. They know the thing. But then when I in the small production or some fast pacing production, and they really believe what my vision, and then I have go my freedom and go for it. Though that is for me, I still enjoy that more than other way. But both ways work, you know. And when you combine, then even better. So I will create like right now this movie I'm doing here. I have the previous idea already. We're cutting and we approved by the director, producer. But then when I on set, I sometimes this lighting not working for this. I will changing the choreo to make the lighting or make the pacing faster. Or sometimes this is the cool angle. I should put on top that. So though I have freedom to improve. So I kind of like making both, and then I can see even better because less the structure, because I know basic structure is the previous, and then on top that if I can do something better than the previous, it gotta be much better because the previous already proved. So this is like it's kind of interesting thing. I don't just follow the previous. I would even better than the previous. So I think this will be, like I said, this will be, I call this my style. I like that organic thing. And I learned from one master, if I want to tell you that master is Michael Bay.
Oh, wow.
That's his style. That's why they call Bayham. He is the Bayham. And I remember that 2 years ago or 3 years ago, that's 3 years ago, I did the Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds in Italy, and I'm working for him. And I do the same thing, I fight choreographer for him. And then end up I coordinate, I help him finish the movie. And he keep me, I go there for a week, and then end up he keep me 4 months.
Wow, way.
Yeah, originally they hired me for a week to do a field fight scene. And then when I work with him, and then I don't know, we get along or something, and I end up I stay 4 months. I finished the whole show. Even when he go to Abu Dhabi, it don't have any fight. So the producer say, "Oh, so Andy's done," and then he say, "No, he's not done." And then they say, "Well, Michael, they ask him, Michael, there's no fight in Abu Dhabi," and Michael say, "No, but he acting." So he put me. If you see the movie, I have a couple acting role. I have dialogue.
That's incredible.
So he put me on the acting role. So he said, "Bring him to Abu Dhabi," and then I go there 1 month. I only work 2 days.
Oh.
and they give me the 5-star hotel Ocean View every day. It's very cool. And I learned, but then I go to on set to go learn from him, and I see the interesting way how Michael's shooting the movie. His way, the way he's using is really different than I say the Western style. The system style. The production or studio style. They have the system, but he kind of like a break it. He do his own thing. So that's why he's the first thing he can do it because it's Michael Bay. So he would do his way, and a lot of people don't know what he's shooting every day because he don't have short list. He don't do this. He don't do storyboard. He have the idea, but then he come in. He will see something very interesting. He will shoot it right away. And the people, this is not the plan. So he don't plan that. He have this plan here, but the rest people don't know. So I see him doing that the first time when in the 20 year, I finally see one person do like the Hong Kong style, like that kind, the freedom creatively. So I said, wow. Then that's why I start kind of like very admire, and I think I learned a lot from him as the director. You have the freedom, but the 20 year when I try to follow with the system. So sometimes I don't want to grab the camera to shoot the shot I want, and then I let the operator do it. But sometimes they never get to the framing you want. Then I seeing what Michael Bay does. He have his own camera. They call the camera called Bayham. Red make the camera for him, special for him. So he would let the operator operating the shot, and then when they done, he will give me my camera, and he'll go and shoot the way he want. And always that one is very interesting.
That's so cool.
So cool.
That's why he have his own camera, because he always he kind of like play the system. He let the DP and let the operator operating the shot, but then he always after that, okay, that's the best you I can do. Then he'll say, give me my camera. So then he will do his way. And there's always something a little bit here, a little bit there. It's interesting. So that's why I learned. It's a very interesting way to do it. And I can see the improvement is like he let the best people does the best thing. And if he can do something better than the best, so that could be very special. It makes sense, right? So same thing like when I does the previous right now, I did the best previous I can do, editing and have everything on the sound and really good previous presentation. Everyone love it. But then when I go on set, because I have the freedom as a director, if I make my day, I don't overtime, I don't get another day. I still inside my time, I can do something better than the previous, and on top that is how I learn. Is like it's always let the best thing you have, but then do something even better. So then the result 100% already improve. So
cool.
So this is I think it's really after 6 Underground, I think I learned a lot.
That's amazing. Andy, you've got so many incredible stories, and like I feel like we've barely touched any of them. Have you ever thought about like writing a book?
I am.
Oh, there you go. You've definitely thought about it then.
Yeah. No, I have a book. I had a book writing 2003. Starts from 2003 when I decided directing. So I decided to write a book, and then at a very interesting way to tell you. That's why I haven't released that, because when I write a book, I predict everything. So the book is like a fortune teller. So when I write a book, that moment I say, 2003, I haven't had a movie yet. I say, I'm going to be a director, direct my own movie. So then that been right down, right? In 2004, I direct my movie. So, I write that before I get it. So then I predict everything in the future. And I said, I want to be Oscar nomination. Oscar nomination, not winning, just nomination.
Yeah.
So my predicting, I will get that. And then when I get that, that will the next day you in Facebook and Instagram hear Andy Cheng say, I'm going to quit, I'm going to retire. So that's my goal. If I nomination, I will retire. So that's my final goal. And the book been writing is about my life and then 4 mountain. It's, inside have a 4 stage. I call life like a mountain. So I climb the mountain. So I do taekwondo. I climb to the top. When I win the bronze medal, so bronze medal is higher I can go as the taekwondo guy because number 1 is Korea, and then in Asia number 2 is Taiwan, and I tell myself I am number 3. So I did make the number 3, then I quit taekwondo. Since I make the bronze medal, I say no more taekwondo. So my mountain 1 surpassed. So when I in the mountain 1, that moment I see my mountain 2 is a stuntman. So I start doing stunt from the TV show, and then I work for Jackie. And then when I do stunt, I don't know you guys know the award called Stunt Award. It's like an Oscar for stuntman.
Okay.
Yeah, the Toys Award is for stuntman. It's like an Oscar for stuntman. And my record, Toys Award is a start from 2001. So the first year is 2001 start. So from the first one, 2001 that year is Shanghai Noon. So I did Shanghai Noon. I have 3 nominations. Unlucky I don't win anything, but I have 3 nominations. And then 2002, I did Warsaw 2. I have 6 nominations and I won 3.
Yeah.
And then 2003, the rundown. I'm second unit in Ashwin, so I counting is my work. The rundown have 4 nominations, 2 win. So in the first 4 years, I have 14 nominations, 5 win.
That's incredible.
That is amazing.
At that moment, it's a record. So right after that, I quit because my 3rd mountain is directing. So from 2003, I quit. I start directing. So my taekwondo mountain compete, my stunt compete, and then now my acting, my directing mountain I still climbing. The one is the one I said, the Oscar nomination. So and then after that, my last mountain. Original the book I write, my last mountain is a professional golf as a senior tour. So I wonder when I'm 55, I play senior tour. But then I changing a little bit. Now I think maybe I don't need to prove myself too much anymore. So my last mountain is the foundation, like a fundraising. Like I want to do my last one is like a motivation speech. So I tour the world and tell story and ask people pay ticket, and those money go into directly to the local charity, like a Red Cross or something. I don't need money. I just go there and do that, collect money for the local charity. And then I want to telling story to the world, like about Hong Kong and Chinese shelter boy become who I am and whatever that, and how this is my idea. And the book is writing. The book is already predict everything as so far as all right until the 3rd mountain. I'm still writing right now. So the book been writing forever. I have a partner, her name is Lisa. She in New York. She been always update everything. So stage 1 is still doing. So this is my plan. And then the book going to release same thing. It's going to make if it's happening. I would make the first print. I pray for it. And then right after that, sell it, and then the money going to give it to the local charity. Same thing. I don't need the book money. All whatever. And then I would try to say I would make English version, I'll make Chinese version, whatever language they can, and then people interesting to read what Andy Cheng saying. That would be the idea. And then because the idea, the greatest idea, like I said, the Oscar nomination or whatever. I just want to make sure that people are interested to read this book because who I am, right? So they say, why would buy the book? But if I have some kind of reason, so that's the thing. The book's still on the way. It's a too.
You sold
Yeah,
two
too
copies
much.
already.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think you sold 2 copies already.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. But that's something I think it would be very interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit, Andy, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
You don't give yourself enough credit at all. You've done a lot. You've achieved a lot. I think you're pretty much a hero in a lot of people's eyes.
What, Mata?
I think you're a bit of a hero in a lot of people's eyes, Andy. You've achieved loads. I mean, I would happily read that book.
I won't say I'm a hero, but I think I'm one of the things I'm lucky. At the same time, I think I always have some ambition. Something very interesting. Like when I play golf, I think I can be pro. And my kid play golf, I think they can be a pro. So I always am really high, and I always want like using the competition to make yourself better. It's the same thing like Oscar nomination or stunt award, like those things. It's not really you say it, you can get it. But say it and make it the goal like this. It's just make yourself keep cramming, don't stop, just keep going and keep trying. So it could never happen. Some people, the whole life never get nomination, even the best actor. But those things is just making yourself have a drive. That's kind of like the gas. Like for me, it's like the gas or the fuel. I want the people down with that. So more people down with me, the more gas I have. So the people, you're stupid, you'll never make it. I like it because that is make my motivation better, make myself more. So, and I always I don't shy to speak out loud because I think that is how you make the thing happen. If you too shy, even why my book idea is, I always want to first tell it because I want to tell the people, you have to believe before that, then you got it. You cannot opposite. You cannot wait for you get it, then you tell people. So the book is like you reading is like I predict everything and then look like everything happening. So that's the whole concept. So everything happening is already tell you when the book we will have the day. The day is years ago, but then next year that thing happening. So similar like this, so like even my kid, they exactly the plan as when he 4 years old, I plan he be a little kid champion and blah blah blah. And then suddenly the whole in 100 years never have a kid master, never have it. But suddenly Augusta decided to make a kid, and then my boy just 10 years old get to qualify and win the final in unbelievable. He's in the front page in the Augusta newspaper. Front page. He's holding the trophy.
That's awesome.
And then he's Sunday. He's on NBC Sunday live. He sing the putt and win the trophy. So that's all amazing. Very crazy thing. After me, then now to my next generation. So everything hopefully go the way more like let the people have a seeing. If something could happen, everyone can, I just the one to try, but I think everyone can do what I'm doing, it's lucky, it's hardworking, and at the same time, ambition, and just make it go and free work. My life, I like the Nike commercial. It's only free work. Just do it.
Yeah.
I like that. Tom, have you got any more questions before we wrap up, my friend?
The only question I have, Andy, is we need to talk to you again. I think
yes, definitely.
I've barely touched on what I've got written, like barely touched on it. So I'd like to invite you back again sometime soon down the line to talk some more.
Anytime. Like I like the most important thing for me is like this is the helping me. If you guys can helping me, my thing is like I want to make that I did already. It's like I said, the motivation speech. When I'm in Beijing in China, I did the motivation speech. I go to high school, a motivation speech, and then the high school principal asked me, "So why you want to come here do this?" And I said, "I come here. It's a very famous international high school, so they're private school." And then one of the teacher hear my story. He say, "Hey, you are making movie. We have a class about drama," and so he invited me to the school to give a speech. And I asked them, if I go to do a speech, I do 8-hour day like working. and you guys need to pay me something. So because that moment I helping one group is a kid, like a 10 kid, they are meal and death.
Yeah.
I helping one little school. This teacher have a 10 kid, they are milk and dad. They're very poor. So at that moment, I got the opportunity to do that thing. I asked the principal, can I have something from you guys to help those people? And the principal say, oh, and sorry, because the school rule, we cannot pay you money. I said, I don't want money. And then end up at negotiation and say, so why you want to do this? I say, I want to help those kids. And then the principal say, I give you this. I give you the school bus service for them. I said, wow, cool. Because they live in the countryside, very far. They never go to the city. They're so poor. Because one teacher have 10 kids, they all milk and dad. They cannot go out because they cannot stop them. They will want, Chinese people driving. They can kill by ha boo boo, but they don't hear, right? Yeah. So they cannot go to shoot because they haunting, they don't hear. Yeah. So when he give me the bus service, I say good. So I do the motion speech to the kid in the high school. I get the bus service. I remember I take them to see Mission Impossible 4. I take them to go Tom Cruise movie, and those kids never see movie in their life because they dead. They dead and they poor. So I bring them to see the movie with the service. So and I buy them dinner. I take them to eat. First time eat Singapore food. They never eat Thai food and Singapore food. So I do the whole thing with those milk and dad people, and it's in my Facebook, and that moment make me want. I quit. I don't want to play golf anymore, because when I want to play golf for senior, I just want to prove how good I am. But I think I have enough. But then when I do helping them, I feel so good. So that's why my book, The Last Mountain, I changing to helping people. Yeah. So that is the whole idea. And then you guys can help me, because if somebody say, hey, Andy, we want to love your story, come to here. We fly you here, we pay you there, and you can do the whatever the entrance fee, or they give it to charity. I do it for free. I can do anywhere. Anyone want to hear my story, I go for it. This is why my planning, if I'm not doing movie anymore, this is my goal, is go everywhere, do a little speech and helping people, tell them little my story and tell them everything is possible. At the same time, they do it good for their own self. They do it own good for their own society. They don't do it for me, they do it for them. So that's what I want to do.
Amazing.
I love you.
but yeah, I think I feel so satisfied as a I mean, I have story like I'm always die. I die many times. I did the stunt for Jackie, and in rush hour I die. But all kind of thing, I survived by Jackie. He saved me. We did save me. There's a crazy story. But every single second for me is a bonus for me. I died, and I would say 2001 or 2000 I died. I really died like that. I'm passed away. So Jackie saved me from the ocean, pulled me back. I already died. So it's a crazy story. I did a stunt in the midnight, and I'm dying and drowning, and then Jackie saved me. And from that moment, I always feel every day I wake up, I got another day, I got another second. It's all bonus. So that's why a lot of my fans, a lot of people look at me like, why are you always so happy? Why are you always so positive? Because everything here is all bonus for me. So it's all bonus. Everything, every single second, everything is a bonus for me. So, and the idea is to try to give back, because I think maybe the mission, the God or the power or Buddha, they don't want to kill me yet, because they want to give me something to do. So they just save my life to keep me here. So I start helping a lot of new stunt guy and new talent, the people. I'm trying to bring them to everywhere. I introduce them to them and try to help all the new generation. At the same time, I try to help myself, to help other people. I feel really, really grateful, happy. So that's every day. That's why sometimes this kind of interview is not trying to promote who I am. I just want to promote the positive energy.
You are a true
Incredible.
inspiration, sir.
You
true
hero.
inspiration. Yeah.
Andy, where can people find you online? Like websites, social medias, whatever people want to
Yeah,
find
as
you.
Instagram or Facebook, they all can find me, and I'm using real name, so they can find Andy Cheng. But maybe Facebook is Andy Cheng, and Instagram is Andy Cheng 23 because my birthday is 23, like
nice.
Michael Jordan.
Incredible. This has been amazing. Andy, thank you so much for doing this. This means the absolute world. This has been incredible, and we definitely need to have you back on again.
Thank you for having me here. Let's keep in touch, and then maybe promote my next movie, maybe or something, or maybe you guys have more interesting story you want to know. Which
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. Have a great evening, Andy. Thank you so much again. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We'll be keeping in touch and we'll have you back.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Happy life. Bye-bye.
Yeah.